Hey, 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 folks. Welcome to episode 2 of Shit Talkin with Ellen. I'm Ian.
I'm Frankie.
I'm Ellen.
I'm Jenna.
And yeah, this is episode 2. Today we have our first special guest, you guys.
Yay!
Woo!
All right, so our special guest today is my love, my heart, and my soul. She's beauty, she's grace, and she's got a lovely face. It's Miss Lauren Grasser.
Hello, everybody.
Lauren, why don't you tell our 3 viewers about yourself, you being one of them.
Yeah, I'm a theater major at Seton Hill. I'm a junior, like Ian, and I'm a nerd.
They know our years now. They know our years.
They know.
Well, they know Ian's year.
Yeah, they know Lauren and I's year now.
Ellen is also a junior.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. So last week, we looked at the wonderful world of serial killers.
H.H. Holmes.
Yes. Good old H.H. Good old. And this week, we're going to go with something completely related, obviously. We are talking today about the wonderful world of Disney. Yay!
Exactly like serial killers. Unless you want to sponsor us. And then the exact opposite of serial killers is Disney.
I swear, every time you say serial killers, I just imagine, like, cereal boxes fighting each other.
I feel like that's what everybody imagines in some way.
Yeah. Maybe there could be an H.H. Holmes cereal.
And then I'm going to invent that.
Yes.
Because I'm going to have like a place of my own with just cereal, and I'm going to call it Serial Killers.
With the Z.
Yeah.
And on your menu, instead of like serial titles, it's just going to be like the H.H. Holmes and the Ted
different
Bundy.
serial killers. How awesome would that be?
That would really be cool.
What would H.H. Holmes taste like?
Reese's Puffs.
Really good.
Probably
Well,
Reese's
you'll have
Puffs.
to use established cereal. So like you just put the H.H. Holmes and you put it's actually Reese's Puffs, and then you put like the Ted Bundy. It's
Actually,
Fruit
Captain Crunch.
Loops. Nah, Captain Crunch is too good for him.
Okay.
Ooh, wow.
Captain Crunch has got to go to a better serial killer, one who didn't get caught. The Zodiac.
Ted Cruz.
He didn't get caught. He's still running amok.
Yeah,
He's
he
in the
is.
Senate.
Amok. Which leads us to Disney. Hey, guys.
Yes.
So, before we talk about Disney, okay, I want a precedent that I gave us all a challenge. I asked all of us to name our top 5 favorite Disney movies, which for some of us was a huge challenge. Cough, cough, Lauren.
I hate you all. It was really difficult, and I'm still working on the list as I'm speaking now.
I mean, like, same.
So I have a story about this. Okay, so Ian and I, the Wednesday before we recorded this, we were at dinner and we decided, hey, let's make our list right now. So separately, none of us knows each other's list or what's on the list. But Ian and I looked at Wikipedia and they had a whole list of every movie that was put out by Disney proper. So not the Marvel movies or the Star Wars movies or by any other studio that they happen to own. Disney proper. And we looked at that list and we used it to make our top 5 and some honorable mentions that we might have. And I walk into where we're going to record tonight's episode, and I see Ellen waiting for me, and Ellen's there, and she looks at me and she goes, are we going to go down right now? And I'm like, oh, no, we're waiting for Jenna to get here, and we'll go down when she gets here. And Ellen's like, oh, that's good, because I don't have my list yet. She pulls out her phone, types in Disney movies, and looks at images of all the Disney movie posters that are on Google Images when you first find them. And she looks at that list of all the movie posters, and she's like, all right, this one's good. I like this one. Oh, Cinderella's here. Oh, The Jungle Book. And starts heavy breathing. So I don't know what's actually on her list, but she has found the movies maybe 10 minutes before we stared recording. So
But we're
I'm very
all set,
excited.
guys. We're good to go. I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't looked at all of them, so like looking through the list, I may found more. But for right now, there's a good. I got it.
All right. Well, on that note, before we actually say our lists and our honorable mentions, I asked for those as well, let's talk about good old Uncle Walt himself.
He's an uncle.
He's not my uncle.
Okay.
Hey,
He's
hey,
Ian's
hey.
uncle.
You got to know everyone's family tree, Ian, before you just start making assumptions.
Yeah, how dare you make assumptions about me?
I have an uncle named Tim.
All right, let's talk about good old Walt. Let's talk about him because
All right,
he
let's
is.
do it.
He's the man. Let's just say it. Like, he's the man. He created all this amazing like company and like is one of the greatest entrepreneurs of like American history, in my opinion. Maybe even world history.
And he also has a very nice mustache.
He does have a very nice mustache. All right.
Talk about this beautiful mustache, man.
Yes.
This oh god, he's total daddy looking at this photo. Like,
my
oh my
God.
god.
I'm a little uncomfortable now.
That's okay, I'm not. Okay, so Walt Disney, or his full name, Walter Elias Disney.
Ooh, Elias.
He was born December 5th, 1901 in Chicago, Illinois. And
Wait a second. Time out. We're going to tie back to the first episode. H.H. Holmes, active in Chicago.
Yeah.
Now, do you think
They're the same
that
person.
H.H. Holmes...
Yes.
Well, some people believe in reincarnation. So, do you think H.H. Holmes reincarnated into Walt Disney, and that's why Walt Disney has such a great mustache?
Yes.
Tell us in the comments.
Yes, it's all in the mustache.
you know what? Here's the thing. I can neither confirm nor deny
Well,
what you said.
Walt Disney killed a lot of characters'
Pussy.
parents.
And
Yeah.
villain.
Bambi's mom. I mean,
I think we just found a parallel.
Walt
I think-
Disney-
I think
The
H.H.
animated
Holmes,
version
like,
of a serial
is
killer.
His mustache.
H.H. Holmes is his mustache. So it's like the mustache is a separate being.
Yes. Like.
So like when Walt Disney would come home after a hard day of work, he would
He
like
would
take the
comb his
mustache off, and the mustache
No, it would stay
the
on
mustache.
But he would like comb it,
Oh, see, I imagine
and
the
then
mustache.
the next day he would think of some
would it be
somebody
like
to kill.
the boil that nerd character in the Fairly Odd Parents has? Like, it talks to
Yes,
him,
that's
kind of.
exactly what it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I imagine the
Wasn't
mustache.
Walt Disney a little? I mean, obviously, but like he was like psycho.
What?
No.
No.
Really?
No.
No.
I thought he was.
No.
Well, his mustache
He's-
was. I mean, no wonder like he killed so many like families, you know, in his movies.
But see, Ellen, when you said that,
imaginary families.
I imagine the mustache
thought
would
it
like
was-
come off. I imagine the
No,
mustache would
it
come off.
stays with
no,
him.
I imagine the
It
mustache
talks
would come
to
off at
him.
night, and like the mustache
choke him.
would boss him around. Like the mustache would be in like the master bedroom, and he's sleeping in like a dog bed at the foot.
No, what happens is okay. What happens is the mustache comes off, and at night, while Walt Disney is sleeping, it whispers sweet nothings into his ears and tells him to kill like imaginary parents.
Yeah.
Sweet
So,
All right. So Walt Disney, not H.H. Holmes. I wish.
You're right. He's not. His mustache is.
Exactly. So he started out as basically like a writer and like a cartoon drawer for like a bunch of different newspapers at the time. So at the time where Disney was around, like he became interested in animation through like Max Fleischer cartoons, who created Betty Boop and Coco the Clown, if you ever heard of them. And so because of this, he decided to like create his own type of like little comedy animations called Laugh-O-Grams. They started in 1921, and they're modeled after Aesop's fables or like any like fairy tales that you know of. His first one was Alice in Wonder, like an original version of Alice in Wonderland, where it had a live-action girl being surrounded by cartoon characters.
That's awesome.
So like the original Roger Rabbit, you guys.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And, you know, this was, like, really popular, and it led on to other great things. Like, he did his own version of Cinderella as a Laugh-O-Gram. He also created his first own character, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, who unfortunately wasn't lucky and wasn't picked up. But then in 1928, everyone's favorite little mouse,
Stuart Little.
Yes.
Safe.
Mickey Mouse. I wish it was Stuart Little.
It's wrong. I feel
I
ashamed.
love Stuart Little. But
Same.
Mickey Mouse was created, and the rest from there is kind of history. After that, he created like his own like little silly symphonies stuff, like his own silly symphonies series, and created like amazing little shorts. And then Snow White happened, guys. The first full-length animated feature
Yes.
Well, like ever or just for Walt?
ever.
Okay.
Like Walt Disney is credited as creating the first ever animated film, and now we just have a bunch of those. So without Walt Disney, we wouldn't have B movie.
That's
God.
no. I would be so sad.
So
That
you have Walt Disney today.
Or Shrek. We wouldn't have the B movie or Shrek. The
Oh.
two greatest cinematic masterpieces of all time.
Although, there is another animator who created a movie feature film animated thing.
Tim
Gotcha.
Burton.
No. It's Lottie Reininger.
I want to say her name is Rainer.
Rainer? I don't know. She's German.
We're
and
going with Rayner. Lottie Rayner.
Lottie Rainer. And she was a German film director and pioneer of silhouette animation.
It's pretty dope.
So,
So instead of having the movies we have now, we could have the B movies, but in shadow.
but technically, her animation is stop motion. So Walt
Okay.
Disney's animation
It's
is like the
just-
first to use cells.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good distinction.
I have
between the
a
two.
question for Lauren, for our guest, because she mentioned cells. Do any of these cells that he uses ever? Do they have any mitochondria?
Oh my God.
I'm afraid not, because that would block some of the camera.
Then how did they
views.
work?
But yeah, that's
'Cause the
powerhouse of
mitochondria-
the cell.
A cell is just it's just a frame thing that you put over a piece of paper. It's basically just a sheet of glass.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks, Frankie.
But guys, without like this first movie, then we wouldn't have the countless other movies that we know and love today. We wouldn't have Disneyland or Disney World. Like a lot of the things that we have today are credited to Walt Disney, and I just think he's like one of the most important people of our time. And unfortunately, we're gonna get a little sad because
He died.
He did die, unfortunately, and I want to say 1966, at the age of 65, he died of lung cancer and circulatory collapse. So
That's terrible.
I know.
Way to bring it down, Ian.
I'm sorry.
We're only 15 minutes in, already brought it down.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's it. Thanks, everybody.
We're ending on that sour note, so join us next week for episode 3.
When we actually talk about our lists.
But no, guys, like, nevertheless, with all that, Disney is a cultural icon, and like because of him, Disney is one of the largest and best known entertainment companies in the world. Like, you can't go anywhere without people knowing what Disney is. So
Disney owns everything. They own ABC,
what
they own ESPN, they own Freeform
They
now.
own Disney Channel.
Do they really? They have Disney XD. I didn't know they had a second channel, and apparently they
Disney
do.
Junior.
That's a third channel now.
yeah. So
They have so many things.
ah.
DisneyChannel.com, where you used to play all those fun games
Yes.
online.
And
Yeah.
someday, Disney will own you.
Dun,
You
dun,
can become an
dun.
actor, an animator, or a writer.
This is actually a PSA.
Basically.
This isn't actually a podcast. This is a PSA. We're warning you about Disney owning you.
So is Disney basically going to become like 1984 George Orwell style?
Yes.
Okay.
So, is that the whole history?
That is the abridged history.
The abridged history.
I can literally go into like a 2-hour spiel about Disney and tell you the entire history of the Disney company, but I'm not going to.
You'd rather do the list.
I would rather do our list.
I do have something to say. So, Ian, early on, you said that Disney is like this great man, and I trust you on that judgment.
Oh, is
but-
this what we talked about earlier?
No, it's not. Did we talk about it? Oh, no. Yeah, okay, so there's this thing about Disney being an anti-Semite, and we looked into this. So the way that happens is that he was associated with this one association in Hollywood that was anti-communist, anti-fascist, and anti-Semitic. Some of its members were. So Disney kind of got tarred with that brush, as well as he actually invited a Nazi filmmaker over to visit the Disney animation studios in the late 30s after people realized that, oh, the Nazis aren't so friendly to Jewish people. There's no actual proof Disney himself wasn't actually anti-Semitic, but he got tarred with that brush a lot. He actually made donations to Jewish foundations and Jewish charities.
Yeah, regularly, and hired many Jewish employees who really had a lot of influential positions. Like, a lot of them were the most notable, like, drawers of the time. Like, the characters that we know and love were drawn by many a Jew.
Many a Jew, yes. But like many a jar. But what I wanted to say was not that. So since we're done with the history, I assume we're going to move on to the list. But you said Disney was such a great man, so influential, and he is. But I'm looking at my list here as you were talking about this, and only one of the movies on my list he actually had anything to do with making at all, like had a hand in making.
Well,
almost all the movies I've chosen came out well after he died.
Well, the thing about that is, okay, let me present this to our viewers. We are young. Like, we all grew up mostly with the 90s movies, the Disney Renaissance. And there are literally, I want to say, like, 4 different periods where Disney prospered, and then there are, like, 2 to 3 where it didn't prosper. So, really, the list that we have, well, except for me, because I'm a little old-fashioned.
I like the classics, too.
Yeah, I love the classics. But
They're actually 80 years old on the
keep
inside.
in mind that we grew up differently than most other people. So our lists are going to be skewed to what we grew up with. So
Yeah.
that being said, if you like just the Disney Renaissance, that's okay. If you like just the Golden Age, that's okay. If you like all the slump periods, you know what? That's okay. I'm only judging you a little bit.
Like what you like, folks.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
So do we want to hook off or start off the list, kick it off right with honorable mentions, the
Yes.
winners of the losers.
Yes,
Man.
these are all our honorable mentions.
Man.
We're gonna go around in like a little circle that we have. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna ask Frankie to start the honorable mentions.
Oh my
list.
God! So I have so the way we're gonna do the list is we're all gonna name our number 5, and then we're all gonna name our number 4. But with honorable mentions, there's so many that I think we have that we're just gonna name them all out. And then we're not going to talk too much about them because we don't have the time for that. We'll talk
Right.
mostly about our main list films. But so my first 2 honorable mentions: Christmas movies. Love Christmas movies. The Muppet Christmas Carol is on that list because technically Disney owned the Muppets when that movie came out, so it's technically a Disney movie. Also, The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen, otherwise known as Tim the
Okay.
Tool Man Taylor.
I get
Big
it.
fan of that movie. Huge fan when he kills Santa Claus. I also have then The Mighty Ducks and Snow Dogs, starring Cuba Gooding
Oh my
Jr.
God, Snow Dogs.
That was a great movie. He went
It
to
was a
Alaska.
great movie.
He raced snow dogs.
Who went to Alaska?
Cuba Gooding Jr. went to Alaska.
Okay.
Yeah. After
Okay.
that, I have.
Isn't that about like doing the Iditarod? Or
Yeah,
something?
that is about the Iditarod. Yeah. So I have. After that, I have Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one. The first
Okay,
one.
Yes, yes.
Then I have National Treasure, the first one, which is a
I have
movie
James Brown.
all about our own national treasure here in America, Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
I'm honestly surprised that it's not on the list.
It's not. There's movies that are better than it.
I mean, obviously, but
like as a joke, I thought about putting it on the list, but I couldn't like
kind of-
seriously put it on.
I'm kind of disappointed you didn't put it on the list.
I have the Muppets, which the most recent revival of the Muppets that Disney did with the guy from How I Met Your Mother,
Jason Segel.
Jason Segel. Yeah, that was really good. That was a fun movie. Saving Mr. Banks, which is about how Disney got the right to Mary Poppins. Inside Out, The Jungle Book live action, the live action version. Not a huge fan of the animated version, but the live action one I really really enjoyed. I said The Jungle Book. A Goofy movie, which made it. Hercules, love that film. And then the one that was the hardest to take off of my main list, but I had to, is The Love Bug, the first Herbie movie, because I love the scene so much where Herbie gets upset So behaving like a human, he gets really drunk. This is a car, by the way. This is a Volkswagen Beetle. He gets really drunk and then tries to commit suicide by driving off a bridge. And it's just so funny because it's a car doing all of this and behaving like a human. And I really just enjoyed that movie so much. It's really... And it's from the era where they had the guy who played Mr. Banks from Mary Poppins in, like, all of their movies. Because he was in that era, he was in Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Mary Poppins, and The Love Bug. So the Disney casters really loved him. So we'll move on to Lauren and her honorable mentions.
Frankie, this was the most painful thing I have ever had to do, ever. And I just want to say that I'm still unhappy with my top 5 because I don't know if that's really my top 5. But I'm gonna read down some of my honorable mentions, and some of them I considered as top 5, and I'll say which ones those are. Well, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty. I went through a lot of animated films. 101 Dalmatians, Robin Hood, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Fox and the Hound, Beauty and Beast, Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, Moana, Hunchback.
I fucking hate Treasure Planet. I'm sorry.
No, I love Treasure Planet.
Hey, Ian, I have a question for you. Do you know what Treasure Planet is based on?
Do
you know the book? You know what book is it based
Treasure.
on? It is based on National Treasure. No.
No, it's based off of Treasure Island.
Yeah, and what's better than an island of treasure? A planet of treasure. Got you there. I got you there.
No.
Treasure Planet's better.
No, because Muppets Treasure Island is better.
But that's not a Disney movie.
I know it's not, but if we're going off of Treasure Island, like, versions like Muppets Treasure Island wins because it has Tim Curry.
But everything with the Muppets is better.
You're right.
I'm gonna continue now.
Yes, please do.
Sorry.
Enchanted, a Goofy movie. I love that one.
I want to say, I'm looking at this list and it's hella fucking long.
I told you I have a lot. The Parent Trap, specifically with Lindsay Lohan, because I wanted red hair and freckles.
You never hear that. You never hear I wanted red hair. I wanted to be a ginger.
I do.
I still want to be a ginger.
I love gingers. How do you do?
Okay.
I like ginger when I'm eating Oriental food.
Yeah.
You put it on Japanese food. You eat it with like sushi. That's good. Actually, that ginger's not good. It tastes like soapy dishwater.
Toy Story 2, Princess Diaries. I have the Chronicles of Narnia on here because
It counts.
Yeah, that is a Disney movie.
That
That
is
was
a
a
Disney
great
movie.
movie.
I thought it was.
Yeah, that was Disney.
According to Wikipedia, it said it was.
Well,
and
Wikipedia is the source of all sources.
That's
so.
what I figured.
Teachers love Wikipedia, kids. Use it on all your term papers.
Don't.
Wikipedia, if you would like to sponsor us.
We will tell people to use you on their term papers.
Sure. The Incredibles, Finding Nemo, Inside Out. And here's the honorable mentions that I was struggling with on, like, putting into my top 5. Hercules, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, and Tarzan.
Damn. None of those movies made Lauren's top 5. Okay. All right. I thought Hercules would definitely be in your top 5.
I almost put it on. I still don't know.
It's okay, Lauren.
You need to remember
feel
these
hurt
lists.
inside.
These lists are subjective. They're our own.
She still mentioned it.
Yeah, these are our own personal opinions. You probably have different lists than us, and I don't know how everyone else judged it, but I judged mine a lot, not only on nostalgia, but quality, nostalgia, and like the songs and different things. But like they are our own personal opinions.
Yes, and I judged it by those things too, and also with like, I don't know, just like my childhood memories.
Also, rewatching it is definitely like if you can watch it over and over again and still like find either meaning or love it as much as you did the first time, like then it definitely belongs on your list.
So Ian,
my honorable mentions. Okay. Oh, this is gonna ruffle a few This is gonna surprise you, Frankie.
is it gonna ruffle my feathers?
It's gonna ruffle your
Is it
feathers.
going to rustle my jimmies?
It is going to rustle your jimmies.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Um,
I'm gonna put the
my
gorilla
first
picture.
honorable mention is Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, I gotta stop. Time out. So Ian and I are from the same hometown. We're not gonna tell you where that is, but we went to high school together. So I've known him for a few years. And anytime we talk Disney movies, he brings up how much he loves Beauty and the Beast. So the fact that this isn't on his top 5 proper list is really, really shocking.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I'm surprised too. But I found 5 movies that I feel are
Better?
yeah,
Okay.
honestly.
All right, then.
The rest of my honorable mentions: Hocus Pocus,
Oh,
Of
I
course
should've
he put
known.
Hocus Pocus there.
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Never watched that movie.
It is a highly enjoyable movie. I actually like suggest it to anyone if you want to watch like Angela Lansbury like in her prime. This is like before pre-Murder She Wrote, pre-Sweeney Todd.
I'm so glad you said Murder, She Wrote, because you were saying Angela Lansbury, and I had no idea who that was.
Mrs. Potts.
Oh, that's Mrs.
Yeah,
Potts.
yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
Mrs. Potts.
All right, thank you.
But it's
Thanks, Lauren.
it's
You're
a really enjoyable movie with really good music. I kind of want it to be a musical.
I know the music, because I know the one song. I don't know if it's from there, but it's like something about being in the ocean.
Falling along.
Yeah, I love that song. I've never seen the movie.
Briny Deep.
Yeah, the Briny Sea, beautiful Briny
Yeah.
Sea.
And then my last honorable mention is Fun and Fancy Free, which that's the movie that had like the couple shorts, the one with like Pongo the Bear and Mickey and the Beanstalk.
I had that on VHS. And I would watch that all the time when I would come home from daycare. I would just put that tape on. It used to scare me. The one part, the live action parts frightened me.
Right, because like the live action had the guy that I forget his name, and I'm so sorry, but I should have done a little more research on that. But it had this guy that had two. He was a great ventriloquist, and he had two puppets. One of them was definitely named Mortimer.
Yeah, and they were the really creepy old-fashioned puppets that you see in like haunted houses and stuff, and that's what scared me the most.
Yeah, one of them looked like a nerdy like upperclassman guy, and then the other one looked like a dumbass, honestly. Like like the cover of like the Mad, like
Oh, the Mad magazine.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
very much. All right, Jenna, your honorable mentions.
Yo, so I don't have any honorable mentions because I was told to make a top 5 list, and that's what I did. So Ellen.
Fuck, no, I'm not
Ellen
reading
barely
that.
has a top 5
Wait,
list.
I'm looking through like 13 pages,
Okay.
but I got some. So here we go. All right. So first, I'm gonna say Bug's Life. What? Yeah, you forgot about that one.
I
All right.
did. I'm ashamed of myself.
You made Lauren feel sad.
Yeah, well, you should. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm putting it on my honorable mentions now.
Right? Okay. I put Snow White. I love it. It's my girl, but like at the same time, I kind of like forget it. It's been a long time, so I'm like, all right, I just put it. But I put Pinocchio. Pinocchio.
I love that song about strings. He has no strings. Yeah,
Good,
At least
but-
it's Pinocchio and not like Geppetto, starring Drew Carey.
that's not a Disney movie though.
Yes, it is. Wonderful World of Disney.
Oh my God, I remember Wonderful World of Disney. I would watch that. Was that Saturday nights?
Yes, those were Saturday
Yeah,
nights.
I would watch that because I didn't like football back then, so I wouldn't watch the college football games that were on. So I would watch Wonderful World of Disney every week with my mom and dad because I like Disney movies.
And while we're at it with Wonderful World of Disney, I want to put down Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring Brandy, as an honorable mention.
Brandy.
Brandy and Whitney Houston. Like the singer Brandy. She was Moesha.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know the single
Yeah.
Brandy now. I thought like the drink was starring in a movie, and that
No.
was weird.
And then it had Whitney Houston as the fairy godmother and Bernadette Peters as the stepmother.
Oh my God, Brandon.
That was a great, great, great movie. Ellen, do you have any more honorable mentions? Or
I got a lot.
shall
I
we
got a
move-
lot.
Should we move on to our number 5? Or
I got a lot.
I don't believe you.
I do.
Okay,
I
then-
have like 20.
Okay, then
Then
name
fucking
them.
say them.
Well, you guys keep talking. All right. Fantasia. Bambi. Peter Pan.
I want to give it to you. You're kind of going in order that they were released.
I know. That's how it is here.
I swear to God, if you say every fucking Disney movie.
No, it's not. There's a lot of them that I don't know. All right. Lady and the Tramp.
She's getting closer to the mic, ladies and gentlemen.
We're all backing away.
Mary Poppins. The Jungle Book. Any version.
She hasn't seen the live-action version, so that's a lie.
There are also
I have.
There are
Have
also
you?
Yeah.
two Disney live-action versions.
Yeah, I know.
My live-action version was the good one. You can decipher that for yourselves.
Okay. Aristocats. Have you forgotten that one? Huh?
No.
Yeah,
Never.
exactly.
I loved Ian and I were singing the Scales and Arpeggio song the other day.
We were.
I always fell asleep to that movie.
Because
Okay.
cats are boring.
Yeah.
I said it, cat people. Cats are boring. Get a dog.
They are kind of boring, and I have a cat.
They're not always boring. If they have personalities.
If you throw string on mine, though, he'll like freak out.
It's not called string.
Stop, Ian.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
a story for another day, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, continuing. Robin Hood. The Rescuers. Winnie the Pooh.
Bitch, did you even see The Rescuers?
Yes, I have. Fuck you. Fox and the Hound. The Black Cauldron.
Thank you.
I'm so glad someone put that on their list. I love that movie.
Right? I just passed it. I was like, ooh, I remember that.
Lauren's indifferent for that movie.
Lauren feels shame for that movie.
I do.
She's scorning Ellen for that pick right now.
No, I'm not.
Lauren's really nice. She wouldn't scorn Ellen for that pick. I like that
Right,
movie,
right.
but I'm scorning Ellen for that pick.
Okay, here we go. Aladdin. Beauty and the Beast.
Does she have a top five?
DuckTales. The Little Mermaid.
Wait, do you have a top 5? You're just naming Disney movies.
I have a top 5.
Okay.
Can we move on?
No.
Aladdin.
You already said that.
Well, I'm saying it. Hocus
Aladdin.
Pocus.
No, you said Aladdin already. You said it twice.
No, oh, really?
Aladdin.
Are you sure it wasn't a sequel to Aladdin?
Aladdin 2?
Well, it's
Ew.
like...
King of
Aladdin.
Thieves?
Aladdin
Electric
2.
Boogaloo?
Electric Boogaloo, yes.
No, Ian.
No.
King of Thieves is the third one.
The Lion King.
One of the sequels.
Lion King is not in your top 5.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's not in mine either, but...
Yes, I'm-
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Ellen, wrap it up. We
Okay.
need to get to number 5.
You know what? A goofy movie. Okay, I'm done.
All right, so number 5 on our list. We'll go all around. We'll talk a little bit about our movie and why we chose it, and we'll just go around. So my number 5. Hi, it's Frankie, by the way. What's up? My number 5 is Moana. So Moana just recently came out, and I saw it over our last term break, and I really enjoyed it. It was the first time in a while I'd come away from a Disney movie that I had seen and was really like happy singing the songs and excited about the future of Disney, like from a theater perspective. Like I've seen Disney movies after they came out, but this was one of the few I see in theaters, and I really wanted to see it in theaters. Realistically, let's be honest, I only saw it in theaters because The Rock was in it, and I love The Rock, and I love pro wrestling. But I actually really enjoyed that movie, and I think it's a step forward in Disney. A lot of people say they've been suffering in recent years with some of their movies, and I think this is a step in the right direction with Moana. It's really good, and it's just a fun adventure. It hangs on some of the tropes, like what's going to happen through some steps of the movie, but it's just a really fun adventure. I couldn't put it any higher just because I haven't seen it a second time, so I don't know how it runs through in like a second viewing, but I really, really enjoyed it the first time.
That's also why I didn't put it in my top 5. Well, I wanted to watch it again, and it's hard to compare it to other movies.
Okay, so Lauren, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Lion King. I really liked Lion King. It has lions in it. And it reminds me of my sister. A lot of my films that I've picked just remind me of my older sister, Elise. And I don't know, we would just watch Disney movies like all day long. And laugh at them and enjoy them, and it's just my childhood. And I don't know, Lion King was one of those movies we bonded on, and even the Lion King 2 with is that Simba's Pride?
Yes.
Okay, like that song where it's like deception, disgrace. He is not one of us. It's just great. And we rented it on VHS and everything. Maybe I should put that in my top 5. I don't know.
We will be selling a sample of that song for $5 a pop.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so my number 5, Frankie, you're gonna be happy. I also chose Moana. And my reasoning is kind of along the same lines as Frankie. I feel that, comparatively speaking, this is the biggest step in the right direction for Disney. A lot of people feel like Disney has been sort of going downhill in movies. There are movies that have come out in the 2010s that, while I think are okay, I haven't fully enjoyed like I did like with the old movies. Moana was that movie that made me like, it harkened back to all those old movies that I loved. And Frankie and I both saw it together. We saw it together, like, and he can attest, I cried 4 times.
He did.
I cried at the music. I cried at the story. I cried at the animation. That animation is gorgeous. And I just cried because, you know,
The character building.
yeah, the character, like, just all of the characters and, like, the story arc that Moana goes through, it just really, like, touched me and hit me, and I don't know, I just really love that movie. Like Frankie, I can't put it any higher because I've only seen it once, and I really do want to watch it again to see if I will enjoy it as much as I did the first time. Because if I didn't, then I wouldn't really put it on my list. If anything, like, Moana kind of bumped Beauty and the Beast off my list.
See, yeah, Moana bumped The Love Bug off for me because I can watch The Love Bug anytime and know I'm going to enjoy myself.
Right.
But again, I just had such a fun time watching Moana.
Yeah.
And I think I'll be able to watch it again and enjoy it in the same way because, like, since I've seen the movie, I've been listening to the music on YouTube, like, nonstop.
Same. So, yeah, it's all, yeah. Jenna?
Right, so my number 5 is The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I want to say that if Frankie, if that's not your number 1, I'm leaving. Anyway.
Ooh,
Okay.
Spoiler alert, I can't wait for Ian to leave the show then. Join us next week when we have a new fourth co-host.
And we should talk about Ian.
It'll be called Shit Talkin with Ellen, Shit Talking about Ian.
Okay.
But why Hunchback?
So I chose Hunchback because, well, actually, I recently just saw the musical, and that kind of rekindled the love I have for it. And the reason for me that it's number 5 and not higher is because I don't like how untrue it is to the book, which is why I didn't pick a lot of movies, actually, because I hate how Disney sugarcoats all of the stories, and that really ticks me off a lot. But I really liked the animation style for that one. It was very fluid, and it was pretty impressive for its time, too, because it had the landscape of Notre Dame itself in Paris, and all the people in the city as well.
It also had, like, a lot of, like, risque things that we wouldn't think of.
Yeah, but again, like, they sugarcoat a lot of the stuff that happened in the book, but it's still kind of there.
I mean, we have Hellfire, so...
Yeah. The only character that I absolutely despise in that, though, is Phoebus. He does nothing.
Yeah.
And he still gets, like, rewarded for doing nothing. And I'm just like, no, that's not how characters work. But, yeah. All right. Ellen.
Okay, mine was Pocahontas. I love Pocahontas. I used to watch it all the time when I was little. Like, I don't know. I just, like, really like the story. I like the songs. I don't know. Just a freaking great movie.
All right.
All right. So
moving on to number 4.
Yeah, number
Frankie?
4. So my number 4 is another like recent movie. It's Wreck-It Ralph. I love Wreck-It Ralph. So like there are 4 things that I like to do in my life. outside of like school.
I want to say that Lauren is giving Frankie a face.
She is.
So I'm going to ask Lauren why afterwards. But Frankie, please explain.
Let me explain why Wreck-It Ralph is number 4 on my list. So the 4 things that I like to do outside of like doing my schoolwork, like I do enjoy doing my coursework sometimes, but like outside of when I'm trying to relax, the 4 things I like to do, I like to read comics, I like to play video games, I like to watch movies, and I like to watch wrestling. And this one kind of combined the 2 of my things, video games and movies, into one. And the animation to me was, it could have been better, but it was still really good animation. There's no real songs in this movie, which that's why it's number 4 and it can't be any higher because there's no memorable songs in it. But it doesn't really need it. I think the story is really that I love how they tell a story in this world that they are building, but you can still understand what's happening around it. So, like, you have familiar faces to ground you. You have Bowser, and you have Zangief, and you have all these villains and all these heroes from video games that you know and that you love, but you also have these new characters that you're just being introduced to, and you fall in love with them. And I just like the story of how you can be different, and you can still set your mind to do things that you want to do, even though it doesn't seem like you should be able to do those things. Lauren, do you want to put a counterpoint to why Wreck-It Ralph shouldn't be number 4?
The face you're making?
It just really bothers me that, like, Bowser is in the movie. I don't know why.
She hated one of my favorite parts. I love that scene of, like, the villain therapy
in a
club.
Disney movie, though. I don't know. It's just weird to see, like, a Mario character. I don't know.
I mean, like, Wreck-It Ralph, I don't remember what year it came out in.
I want to say that was like 2011, 2012. It came out the same year as Hunger Games.
Okay, so
2012.
So it was in 2012, Wreck-It Ralph, and like I don't know the years of my other 3 movies, but I can tell you Wreck-It Ralph is the first one from the 2000s that like the first Disney movie from the 2000s that I sat and watched and said this is a fantastic movie. Like I liked all the ones that were from the 2000s on my honorable mentions. I really enjoyed. I liked Snow Dogs and Pirates of the Caribbean and National Treasure, but I would never say this is a fantastic movie that I want to watch more of. Well, I do want to watch more of those movies. I do love them, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. I just really think Wreck-It Ralph was when I started getting back into Disney. I didn't really care for Disney movies in the early 2000s, late 2000s, and then when we got to the 2010s, I still didn't care until Wreck-It Ralph came out.
All right. Lauren, your number 4?
My number 4 is Pocahontas.
Yeah.
There may be a lot of repeats, which
I guess so.
I mean, that's great.
The reason why I picked Pocahontas though is really it's another movie. Frankie, don't drop your phone while I'm talking. My sister and I watched this film a lot too, and my sister became like a history major, and of course, learned Pocahontas is really historically inaccurate, but we still love it. The animation style is just so beautiful, and Glenn Keane was the creator of Pocahontas. If you don't know who Glenn Keane is, he's the son of the guy. He's the son of the guy who created the Family Circus comics.
Oh, okay.
And he was an animation character creator at Disney during the Disney Renaissance. So he created Tarzan and The Little Mermaid, Rapunzel. That's a little later though, but the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. He created all these characters, and he's so good at drawing and doing what he does and creating like these like nuanced faces, and like you can tell what they're saying just by how they look. Like they tell a story with silence. It's just really cool, and I love it. I'm done.
Okay. All right, so my number 4 is Sleeping Beauty. And I personally love this movie.
Because you can relate.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I am a Sleeping Beauty, so. But I love this movie for multiple reasons. One, the art style of this movie is, in my opinion, the best art style that we'll ever do. Like, period. It's so different from what any other movie before had and what any other movie afterward. We will never have a movie as beautiful as Sleeping Beauty. And I know I said the animation in Moana was really good, but Sleeping Beauty still goes over that. Another thing is it has all of the wonderful music of Tchaikovsky, which I adore. I adore Tchaikovsky. Sleeping Beauty to me, okay, yes, I know the argument. Aurora doesn't do anything. All she does is sleep.
No.
That's the whole point of Sleeping Beauty.
That's all I
That's
do.
why it's called Sleeping Beauty.
Exactly. It's not called This Bitch is Awake. And also,
What year did Sleeping Beauty come out?
Sleeping Beauty came out, I want to say, in the 50s.
Yeah. I don't think the censors would have appreciated This Bitch is Awake in the title.
I thought it was the 60s.
It's
Is
fine.
it the 50s?
I
Wait,
think-
wait, I think it's 50 now.
I think it was closer to the 60s because I haven't put it.
All right. I'm sorry, Ian. I interrupted you. Go on.
It's okay. It also spawned the greatest.
59.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 59.
Movie
Damn.
expert Lauren Grasser.
Woo!
She Googled it.
But she guessed 59 before she Googled
She
it.
did. But back to what I was saying. It gave us the best Disney villain in all of Disneydom with Maleficent. You can literally. I don't care what you're doing, Frankie. He's making faces at me. But nobody can defeat the mistress of evil except for Prince Philip. But that's another story. Literally, she is the mistress
She
of
got
all.
punked out by a bitch.
But she is the mistress of all evil. She's the only Disney character, other than Frollo, to say the word hell in a Disney movie. She summons the powers of hell. She is literally one of Satan's, people. So,
Satan's
that's
bitch.
badass. Yeah, she's Satan's bitch.
She is hell.
She really is. And, she also has the best voice actress of them all, Eleanor Audrey, who also did the stepmother in Cinderella. And, just...
And let's talk about how freaking the live action
Maleficent was a
With-
good movie. With Angelina Jolie.
with Angelina
That was a really good
Jolie,
movie.
She was fierce as fuck.
She was fierce.
What's going on?
But, yeah. So, that was my number 4. Let's move on to Jenna.
Alright, so my number 4 is Wall-E, which might be kind of surprising because not a lot of people think that is a really standout movie. But I really liked it because it kind of shows the humanity that exists even when humans are gone. And it was just a really nice satire, which a lot of my top 5 movies are. I really like satires because they're really deep, and most of the time they can't be historically inaccurate because they're not true stories. So, but yeah, I really liked Wall-E because it kind of showed the dangers of what can happen in actual life and stuff that probably actually will happen. So it was almost kind of
not.
yeah. I really hope not too, because yeah,
Although I like those chairs, so I don't have to walk everywhere.
true.
That's
But
the
then
whole danger
I
of
don't want
Wall-E.
to be fat.
I'll go to the gym.
But if that also means that we get cute robots like Wall-E, then
And Eve.
And Eve. I'm all for that.
And the
You're
little
all for
cleaner
endangering
robot.
the
The
planet.
little cleaner
Yeah.
robot's my favorite.
Not even endangering the planet. I just, we can still walk, but let's have those robots.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's not pollute our atmosphere.
That too.
Go green. Ella.
All right. My next one is Cinderella,
Which, if
the
I...
1950s version.
Right. Which I should also precedent is Walt Disney's favorite movie
For real?
that he ever did. And it
I
has his
love
favorite
that
piece of animation. The animation where Cinderella transforms into her ball gown. That is his
Uh-huh.
favorite piece of animation that Disney has ever done.
It's such a great movie. I was debating on making it higher, but then I was like, I feel like my other ones kind of have impacted me more, have shaped who I am more. But I just remember when I was little, and I would go to my grandpa's house, I would make him watch that movie like all the time. Like I just loved it so much. I don't know what it was about it. It was just like
I mean, it's a relatable story.
it is like I just like I don't know. She's like just this whole story of it, and then like how she like has the little mice. I
Wait.
love the mice.
How is it relatable? She talks to animals, they talk back.
Well,
I
no,
talk to
because,
animals.
because listen, like she's like kind of being controlled or whatever
And she comes from
by her
nothing.
stepmother. Like that could be relatable to some people because
And she
like
comes from nothing and turns into and becomes something.
it's really inspirational if you think about it like that.
A man falls in love with her after he sees her shoe.
Hey, hey.
That's
That man's
not
weird.
true.
He has what's his name? Prince Charming?
Yeah.
Prince Charming has a foot fetish.
Okay, but like he falls in love with her before the shoe, and then he finds the shoe, and then finds her.
What if he had
and
broken
then
it? That would've
that's
sucked.
how.
But
yeah,
how do you
right?
fall
glass
in
shoe.
love after like a day? Like, I mean, in like the original fairy tale, isn't it? Like
It's like
multiple
3 days. It's 3 nights.
But in the Disney film, it's like one ball, one night.
They only had 2 hours.
They only have like 2 hours to talk. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm in love.
I mean,
They had to have the
maybe,
mice.
Maybe he's not necessarily in love with her. Maybe he just likes her, and he's like, I want to see her again, so I'm gonna bring her shoe back.
Or
you
I-
know?
or
Because
I-
I'm a nice fucking human being.
or
Lauren
he
would
should-
just break the shoe. Like,
You're
no.
like, whose is this?
Shatters glass.
Throw it across the room.
Or maybe he just wanted a piece of that pussy. Like, let's be
I
real.
mean, you know, he's a prince. He's a prince.
Yeah, all
Let's
right.
not forget.
He
Yeah.
is.
I was
So.
raised to be charming, not sincere.
Okay, so, Ellen, you good?
Yeah, you go.
All right.
Right,
Number
number
3 is my only live action movie to make it. And actually, it's technically a hybrid, so it's not even full live action. Mary Poppins.
Good one.
I love Mary Poppins. So, like, in my high school, middle school days, I've been involved in, like, 2 theater productions of things. And both of them happen to be on this list. But the other one I'll mention a little bit later. But this one, Mary Poppins, I just love this movie so much. It was the first movie I saw that had live action and animation in it. When they do the Jolly Holiday scene and have the dancing penguins. And I thought that was so cool to have live action mixed with animation. I wanted an animated penguin to bring me my food at a restaurant. That would have been awesome. And I wanted to ride a merry-go-round horse in a horse race and win and have a little fox buddy to talk to. But that's why I liked it when I was a kid, and I liked the songs. They were all catchy, and I love Step in Time because it was just so fun and everyone's dancing on the rooftops. But I just love it for, like, some of the humor it has is really, like, you don't catch it right away, and that's what I like about it. Like, there's the scene where the chimney sweeps are leaving the house, and they all say, "Good day, Governor," to Mr. Banks, and then Michael tries to get away with it. He has a hat pulled over his head, and he tries to shake his dad's hand and leave, and he shakes his dad's hand and is about to leave, and then he's like, "Wait, that's my kid," and like grabs him and pulls him back into the house. I think that was just a really fun scene. And as I got older, I really appreciated the story of, like, Mr. Banks realizing that he needs to put time in with his family, and that's the reason I like the movie better than the musical. There's one change in the musical that really bothers me, and it's "Let's Go Fly a Kite." So that's like my favorite song through the whole movie and the whole show.
I like
And
the chimney
in
song.
the musical, they have Bert sing it. And I think that really takes away from the whole message of the song because it's not about flying a kite. No one gives a fuck about your damn kite, Michael. Get over it. But it's about, in the movie, they have George sing it at the beginning. Bert sings the second verse, but George Banks sings it at the beginning because he's realizing, oh, I need to spend time with my kids. So let's do this thing you've always wanted me to do. Let's go fly a kite. And that's such a beautiful message of, oh, he's realized it, and you get it. But in the musical, they changed that, and that really bothered me because it takes away the message of the movie, which is really beautiful, and it's just a fun thing. And Julie Andrews can do no wrong. And it's so weird to see that movie and then watch Sound of Music because it's like completely different look for
Yeah.
her. But it's still, she pulls it off. And Dick Van Dyke and his terrible British accent. And Dick Van Dyke is the old man banker being the best part of that movie, stealing every scene. It's just so
Can
fantastic.
I ask why he had a better British accent as the old banker than he did as Bert?
Because the old man banker was a better character to be invested in. Come on.
True.
He realized about that joke, the wooden leg named Smith. That's my favorite joke of all time, by the way, where they're like, I met a man and he had a wooden leg named Smith. what's the name of his other leg. That's the best joke ever. All right, Lauren, you can go after you're disappointed in my jokes.
No, it is a good joke. I mean, it's just that's how you know it's a good joke is when you're just disappointed by it and not just like laugh out loud or like.
Really, she's disappointed about
My third. Are we on the third?
Yeah,
one?
we're number three.
Number three. I picked Mulan. I love Mulan. She's a strong female character, and she's like the first like character I could really like. I don't know. I felt like empowered by her because she's not. She's a quote unquote Disney princess. She marries a general. She's not naturally a princess. It really bothers me. But like she is. I don't know. She's cool, and I'm so bad at talking. I don't
She
know how to do
defies
this.
all the odds
She does.
of what the men think.
She gets
Yeah,
down
and
to
like,
business to defeat
that-
the Huns.
My God, fuck each other.
Hey. She needed to defeat those Huns, though.
It's true.
That moment where she gets kicked out of the army and she just has like bandages around her boobs. I'm like, Mom, why aren't they letting her in the army? And like, they're like, my mom is like, 'cause she's a woman. And I'm like, that's dumb. And like, that's like the first time I really like knew about like how, what gender roles really were and how stupid they are. And like, I don't know, it just really impacted how I like viewed stuff.
Fuck gender roles.
Yeah.
I changed my number 5 to Mulan.
Retroactive list change. Pocahontas booted from the list.
Mulan.
Pocahontas can be on my honorable mentions. Mulan's my bitch.
All right, Ian, what's your number 3?
All right, my number 3. Speaking of bitches, I gotta go with the baddest bitch herself.
Here we go.
The one, the only, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Okay.
Now,
She's a bad bitch.
she is a bad bitch because she is the first Disney princess. The first. She is the first Disney movie. She is the first movie to get Disney the Oscar. Literally, without this movie, we would not have any of these other movies that we are talking about. That being said, I am putting it at number 3. It used to be my number 1 for a very long time because only for the reason without it, it wouldn't have created these movies. But I'm putting it at number 3 because while it has done a lot for us, rewatching it a few times, it's slow in some places, and Snow White is not like the best main character. The way that people feel about Aurora is the way that I feel about Snow White. I feel like she doesn't do as much, but the dwarves and the witch make up for it all. They are, without a doubt, my favorite parts of the movie. The songs are great, and I just really love this movie so much.
I would like to make an argument that Oswald the Rabbit is actually the first Disney princess, but we can table that for another episode.
All right, Jenna, you're number 3?
Yeah, my number 3 is Up. Yeah.
The saddest first 10 minutes of any movie.
So true, but that's one of the reasons it's up there. Just because it gets really real really fast.
It's up there.
Okay, so like we have mentioned, it does get really fast. So aside from the beginning, it's just a really cute story of how this old man just wants to live out the rest of his life the way he wants to, and he wants to live it for his now deceased wife. And then it's just adorable how like he gets into all these antics like with Russell and with Doug and Kevin, and like
I forgot the bird's name is Kevin.
Kevin's a girl?
But I think my favorite character is Doug, just because I like dogs. Yay!
Ellen, you're number 3?
Okay, 101 Dalmatians. I love that movie because I had a Dalmatian growing up. So, like, we would watch it with her, And she would make those cute little like puppy head tilts, and she would like make noises and stuff. She'd be like, "Oh my god, my family," It was so cute. So like every time I see it, I'm like, Leah. She's dead now, but like
Wow. Okay.
so it's really nice.
Didn't have to say that.
I mean, that makes an impact on the nostalgia. So like I don't know, and the puppies are just really cute, and I like the ones. But I like the one little puppy that's always hungry. Like they all have different little personalities, and
I relate to that puppy.
Same. I shared it on Facebook.
Yeah, I
But
saw
anyway, yeah. So like, I don't know. It's
I
a
knew
cute
this was a
little
great
movie.
idea, giving Ellen this challenge to make a list.
I wish I would have thought more.
We had a week.
Because I know, literally. Like there's not.
And you did it 10 minutes beforehand.
I know.
So, number 2s. We're on the number 2s. Our lists are almost ended.
Yeah.
So my number 2, I'm willing to wager a bet with any of our listeners, and I'm willing to wager a bet with any of my co-hosts right now and our special guest. This was not on any honorable mentions, and I'm willing to wager it's not number 2 or number 1 on any of your damn lists. It was almost my number 1 pick. Almost my number 1. It's The Great Mouse Detective. I love The Great Mouse Detective.
I knew you.
It was on my
So,
list.
is it?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, liar. Don't disrespect.
I just wanted to-
Do not disrespect The Great Mouse Detective like that. So basically, what The Great Mouse Detective is it's Sherlock Holmes, but with mice. And so
that's it.
it is. Basically, that's all it is. And it's such a simple thing. And like people overlook this movie all the time, but this was like the one movie in my childhood. Like I ruined the VHS tape because I watched it so much. I loved every part of this movie. I haven't watched it in a few years, but it still made my number 2 just because I remember like that Ratigan song all the way through.
Yeah.
And it's so
God,
fun.
that
And
is such a
he's my
good-
favorite Disney villain because he's so over the top and so goofy, and it's so great. And I like that the Sherlock Holmes version, like the mouse version of Sherlock Holmes, lives under the floor of Sherlock Holmes' actual house. Like they live on Baker Street in that, and they just live in like a little hole in that house, and it's so great. And there's a Watson, and there's this little girl mouse and an inventor mouse, and they're trying to save the Queen of England, and it's so great. Like
It is a really good
these
movie.
mice have such grand plans for the world.
I'm gonna put it on my honorable mentions because it's a really great.
Yeah, that is
movie.
a really good.
And
movie.
it's also like
And Fidget, I love Fidget. He's the best sidekick.
And
He's
for,
a
like-
villain sidekick, but he's the best villain
for
sidekick.
like one of like the movie that movie came out like in one of the slums, like one of the lowest slums of Disney, and the fact like it's still remembered to this day. Like I know a lot of people that really do love this movie.
It did come out in the slums, and I think that's why people overlook it, because it came out in a period where people are like, oh, well, Disney's not putting out good movies in this period. Why am I going to watch any of the movies from this period? But, like, you overlook a lot of things if you think that way, and you overlook The Great Mouse Detective, which I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but I remember when it got added to Netflix the last time, I was so happy, and I watched it every day for 3 days straight.
Okay.
So, Lauren, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Emperor's New Groove.
Thank you.
Ah,
I'm glad
yes.
somebody said it.
I love Emperor's New Groove.
Such a great movie.
It's laugh out loud funny. Eartha Kitt is amazing. Just the animation is great. Even just like the part where like all those soldier guys are like tap dancing during the Cusco. Like they made everyone like dance at different times. Like they're not in unison, but they're like close to it. And just the fact that they like took time to do that is just fantastic and realistic and such a dramatic and like theatrical film. It's theatrical. I think that's why I like it.
I really like the art style of that one too. Like it
Yeah.
was a little different than what was coming out at the time.
It is
Yeah.
very
It
different.
was really nice.
Yeah, it's pleasing to the eye and it's I don't know, it's very fresh.
Also, like, it's a movie that you wouldn't expect Disney to make, especially at that time, because from going from the Disney Renaissance from the 90s to the 2000s, everybody just thought, like, Disney was just going to make musicals of fairy tales or musicals of like well-known things. And so to have something like this, an original story, and really a buddy comedy movie, like two things that people never thought Disney could actually make. And even if they did make it in the olden days, like nobody thought that they could do it as well again. So the fact that we have this movie is remarkable, honestly.
It really is. Yeah.
Okay, my turn. My number 2. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of cheated.
Same.
Wait a second. You're the one who set the ground rules, Ian.
I did, but because I set the ground rules, I sort of gave myself permission to cheat.
How?
Wait, how did you? What do you?
So, like when I made the joke earlier that we're gonna have a new co-host, now I'm serious. We're gonna mug him after the show.
Okay, so this movie is still technically under the Disney banner, and it is more commonly known as a Disney now. But when it was originally released, it was not released under the Disney banner. It was released under Touchstone Pictures, which does belong to the Disney company.
You know what else belongs to the Disney company? Marvel. But guess what's not on my damn list? Iron Man.
But today, because any of the Marvel movies, they still have the Marvel code. Today, this movie is no longer known under Touchstone. It is strictly Disney.
Because they no longer own Touchstone.
That too. My number 2 movie is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wait, didn't I put that on my honorable mentions?
No.
No, you did not.
Well, I'm putting it now. Okay.
And the reason that I picked this, so story time, I did not discover this movie until later in life. I was too young, like, to really, like, when I was young, like, the movie would be on, and, like...
You're fucking 20. How late in life are you?
Well, like, I didn't discover this movie until, like, middle school, high school.
Okay.
And once, like, I remember seeing the commercials for the re-release in theaters, and I don't know why, the movie just, like, struck me, and I kind of was like, yo, I want to go see this.
Such a great movie.
And I'm glad I did, because I love this movie so much. The art styling, the stop motion. It was the first stop motion film I ever really saw. Well, okay, James and the Giant Peach was the first one. I'm putting that on my honorable mentions right
Me
now.
too.
I
Me too.
hated
Me
that
too.
film.
I love that
You
movie.
hated James and the Giant Peach?
I love
Yeah, it
that
was
Before?
movie.
weird.
Honestly, Nightmare Before Christmas is such a beautiful movie to look at. It has really one of my favorite main characters. I love Jack Skellington so much. Like, everything about him just, like, I relate to him so much. Wanting to go beyond what everybody says you can do. I can relate to that fully. I'm going through it right now as we speak. So it's like, I just love Jack so much. And I love Sally. Sally's song is so haunting.
Oh my god, I love that song.
Danny Elfman is such a genius.
Yeah, honestly. And it was the first Tim Burton movie I ever saw. And it's
Love
what made
Tim
me
Burton.
love Tim Burton to this day. And I'm glad I saw this movie when I did, because if I didn't, I don't think I would be the same person that I am. So, Nightmare Before Christmas, number 2.
My number 2 is Big Hero 6. So, I only just recently saw this movie, actually. Like, I just watched it over Christmas break, and that was the first time I saw it. And I watched it like 5 times over break, because I really liked it. The beginning of it, like, it is kind of predictable as to what is going to happen in the end, but they do throw in the slightest bit of a twist. It's a really cliche twist, but it's still, they still present it really well.
I didn't think of it as cliche at all. I didn't even really expect it, honestly, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I was just clouded by what happened at the beginning.
Yeah, like, it wasn't expected, but it's a thing that most films do, and like,
Okay.
since 2 people haven't seen it, I'm not going to explicitly say it, so if people haven't seen it, they're going to be really confused, but...
Lauren really wants to say something, and I know she's probably going to, like...
I feel like it is a cliched story, and the difference with this one and, like, others is just the pacing. Like, I feel like they really take time to, like, build the emotion, which is why a lot of people like it. But
I do feel like they kind of rushed the end, which...
although the ending is a little rushed.
Yeah,
I agree.
but it was kind of okay.
Yeah.
Because they were like, well, what else could you do in the situation that they were put in?
Yeah, but I feel like Disney, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan of that movie, especially, like, Well, I don't want to spoil my top.
Yeah.
So,
Well, second, it's my number 2. So.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really clever how Disney did co-op with Marvel, and it was super nice. And I thought it was really, really interesting, and I really loved all the characters.
Thanks for making that noise, Ellen. Scratching your computer. I appreciate it.
Sorry. Okay.
Please don't wear headphones while listening to this.
Okay. Okay. My number 2 is Dumbo. Okay. So I feel like this movie has like contributed like a lot with who I am now.
She is a flying elephant.
I feel like I can relate to him because it's really just a trippy kind of movie. And I feel like I'm just a really weird person. And, like, I'm kind of, like, alone, just, like, going through the motions. You know, I lost my mom. Now she's 5 hours away, so, like, it's fine. But, like...
You feel like you lost her.
I'm alone, like...
I lost her in the grocery store. That's
yeah,
what happened.
like... I don't know.
Ellen, you are not alone. You have us.
You have the 4 of us. And the 3 of us when Lauren's not here.
You guys could be like the crows.
I actually know most of the words of that song. Me and my one friend from home, we sing that every time we get together.
I just love that movie so much. It's such a great movie.
Oh,
Right.
are we on number 1?
Okay.
Yeah,
The
let's
end
do
of the
it.
All
list.
right. Our number 1s. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready to be mad at you because if I get mad, can I be like yell at you? Like not yell because there's a mic.
Yes,
but okay.
you can honestly yell at me.
My number 1, so it's Aladdin.
I'm
I
not
love
surprised.
I love
Really?
Aladdin.
Wait a minute.
So much.
I
What?
would have. I honestly, honest to God, thought it would be Hunchback.
Okay, here's the thing. Hunchback was on the list at the beginning. And then I remembered, Mary Poppins, I remembered Wreck-It Ralph, I remembered Moana. Great Mouse Detective started on the list at number 2. Because I'm like, I know this can't be number 1. Hunchback was going to be number 1. And then I just remembered all these movies I enjoyed so much. Like, I don't remember Hunchback, but I remember more things about all these other movies. I like Aladdin because it's the first Disney movie that I saw that spoke to me. So, like, Lauren talked about gender roles earlier, and, like, fuck gender roles. But when you're a little boy and you're watching Disney movies, and you're growing up in the 90s, you have, like, Little Mermaid, and you have all the older ones. So you have Snow White, and you have Sleeping Beauty, and you have all these Disney princesses, but none of them speak to you, really, if you're like me. If you're just a little straight white boy. They don't speak to you that much. And you're like, these are good movies, and they're fun, and they're nice stories, but I don't care about them. I don't care about these princesses. And then I saw Aladdin, and I'm like, man, this is such a fun adventure. Aladdin's having a good old time in Agrabah, and he has a little monkey pal, and I love monkeys. Monkeys are my favorite animal. And Robin Williams is just the best thing in the world. Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
But he is so great. Like, his improv ability in that movie is so great.
The fact that the animators had to like animate around him.
Yeah, he dictated what his character was going to do. And the fact that like in the future they're coming out with this movie called Genies, which is going to be a live action version of like about the genie and like his species leading up to the live action version of Aladdin.
That's cool.
And so it's like a prequel film. But the original concept for the movie before Robin Williams died is that there's so much unused improv footage from Robin Williams. They were going to use those lines in the movie because they have so much of it left over that they just couldn't fit into Aladdin. That's how great he was. Like, they had so many great lines that they just couldn't fit because they didn't have the time. And so they can't use it now because there's a stipulation in his will that they can't use it. No one can use things from Robin Williams for 25 years after his death, which is really sad. But I understand why he put that in there. But I don't know. I just love Aladdin. I love the story so much. And the songs really speak to me a lot. Like, I love the reprise of Prince Ali that Jafar sings when he's sending Aladdin away. It's just so fun as you, like, watch the hero's world tumble to the ground, and Jafar's having such a good time. And Gilbert Godfrey as Iago is so great. His, like, raspy voice, his, like, weird voice that he has. And it's just a fun movie. And like even the songs that they cut from the movie, like "Proud of Your Boy," I really wish they would have put into the movie, but I understand again why they cut it. But like I enjoy almost every part of that movie, and so it has to be my number one. And like it's one of the first movies to have CGI animation in it. Some of the backgrounds are CGI in The Cave of Wonder.
Yeah.
Not true.
It's one of the first. I said one of the first,
Okay.
not the
Because
first.
Little Mermaid and Rescuers Down Under. were
Listen,
the
Little
first
Mermaid,
two.
I don't count as having CGI. It might have,
It does.
but this one had full CGI scenes.
True.
And like as like the background for some of the flying scenes are all CGI.
True.
And most of the background in the Cave of Wonders, like when you first see the Cave of Wonders,
Yeah,
that's all
yeah.
CGI. And when Aladdin's flying through the Cave of Wonders, most of that I'm pretty sure is CGI. Also, it spawned one of the greatest video games ever in the Aladdin Genesis game, which is also so hard, but it's so fun to play.
All right. Lauren, your number one.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay. My number one is
Don't wear headphones.
Star Wars Episode 2. No.
There's about to be a murder in this room.
Literally, like everyone, like the tension.
It's Tangled.
Oh.
I love Tangled. I know not everyone in this room likes it.
I've never seen
I've never
Tangled, so I
seen
can't
it.
judge you.
Really?
I'm not the biggest fan, but I understand why.
I had a big obsession with this when it came out. It's like Glen Keane animated her. How I heard of Glen Keane is because of Tangled. I love the animation in this film so much that I bought the Art of Tangled book and like drew every picture out of it. And I was like, yeah, I love art. And like it really makes me want to do animation. Like, and in the book, like it talks about how they went to Disneyland to try to like emulate the old Disney films like Cinderella and and Sleeping Beauty and even Snow White and Pinocchio and how they used the layouts in the animation, like they would like frame the pictures with trees and bushes and background stuff to like really frame and keep the picture there stationary. I don't know, and it's just I don't know. It's just it really opened my eyes to like it really talked about behind the scenes and stuff. And I mean, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Mandy Moore. I mean, like, but she like fits the role perfectly, like in her voice acting. And Zachary Levi is amazing. And I had a big crush on Flynn Rider.
Who didn't? Like,
and what I really like too is like Glen Keane kept on the family tradition. Like his daughter Claire was the inspiration for Rapunzel. Like literally Rapunzel was his daughter.
Aww.
She created like all the pictures that are in the tower. She hand painted and has like this giant layout of all these things. And she kept a diary of like Rapunzel. Like she like went all out with like, I'm living Rapunzel's life. What would you do in that tower? Like it would be so boring. Like she made it like modern too. Like she put herself in that tower and was like, I would just want to paint. And so she's like, Rapunzel would paint the freaking walls. And she'd use her hair as like a freaking bungee cord and crap. And like, it's just really cool. And like now there's going to be an animated TV show of it now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's 2D, but it's the style in it. I know a lot of people are upset, but it's actually Claire Keane's her hand drawing style.
Oh,
that's
wow.
It's so cool. It's so freaking cool, and I love it. I love it so much. That's all.
I have a quick question before we move on to you, Ian. Is that the one with the little lizard dude? Like the
Yes.
little- oh, okay.
He's so cute.
That's why I want to watch it. I want to watch it for the little lizard
Yeah,
dude.
Pascal.
Okay.
Chameleon, because he changes
Karma,
colors.
karma.
Chameleon.
Okay, you're up, Ian.
All right. My number one is going to be revealed after Jen and Ayla.
No,
tell
no,
us.
no, 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 no,
no,
no,
no.
bullshit. We're going in order.
Yeah,
No.
you can't
No.
mess up the order.
I am the host of the show this week.
We're
so
all hosts.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
Ellen's the host.
Ian, you gotta play by the rules.
This is my
You
episode.
broke the rules.
You're so right.
Me and Jenna aren't going until you
Yeah.
until you do it.
hold my
We will wait here. We will.
Jenna held her breath for 2 seconds.
We will wait here another hour if we have to.
Actually, I have somewhere to go, so can Jenna and Ellen go?
Oh wow.
And also, I just want to keep Frankie on his toes.
I swear to God, like, I know you wouldn't do it, but I also know you would do it to make me mad. I swear to God, if that movie is number 1 on
Wait,
your list, I will murder you in real time.
Okay.
In real
Actually, he's not on his toes. He's sitting.
time.
All right,
So-
Jenna,
Shit.
do your
Jenna.
number 1.
Okay, so before I say my number one, I just wanted to point out that I did not choose any Disney princesses in my list because I do not like them because they are most of the time inaccurate to their true form, and I do not appreciate that. Anyway, my number one.
She's a true artist.
Artiste.
I watch for the
Art.
story. Okay, so
Story.
yeah, that's why my number one is Zootopia because it is.
I love
It
that
is
movie.
the greatest satire I have ever seen in my life.
Does everyone, all of our listeners, all 3 of them, do y'all want to hear Jenna be disappointed in real time? Never watched Zootopia.
Yeah, I haven't watched
That's
it either.
okay. It's on Netflix.
It is. It's a
I'll
great
wait
movie.
till it goes off. No, I'm kidding. I want to watch it. I want to watch
That's
it.
okay. I'll buy the DVD or Blu-ray, depending on what you have. So, okay, there are a few things that I don't really like about the story. Which the main one is I don't like the personification of the conflict, or like the antagonist. I won't tell you who that is, but it's
Monkey.
not.
It's
a
not.
monkey.
Are there monkeys in the movie? Any kind of
Not
ape-type creature?
really.
It's not
There
like
are.
the main character.
Yeah.
Are there any ape-type creatures at all shown in the movie?
I don't think so.
That's
I
sad.
mean, there might be.
There's probably some in the background. but not
Anyway.
like, yeah. So
That's sad.
if you haven't seen this
a
movie,
fucking
it's
zoo.
basically about politics, racism, sexism. It's beautiful. Like I could not have thought of any better way to portray to especially kids, but like also like I understood what it meant
Sure,
and
when they're
also
young.
adults, but like it really showed how important these things are in our lives and
Yeah.
how kind of arbitrary they are to like the society as a whole, and it's basically teaching kids that everybody's different. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that when this episode does air, either Zootopia or Moana could possibly win the Oscar. So.
Actually, this
Yeah.
will air before the Oscars.
Will this air before the Oscars?
Yeah, this is probably going to go up the 18th.
Okay. So keep in mind.
If it's not up the 18th, then blame Ian.
Okay.
They're gonna blame it on me.
No, Jenna, you brought the mic, so you're
Okay.
good.
Yay!
Okay. Ellen, you're number one.
Okay, my number one is Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
The original animated or the live action?
Yeah, like the original animation, I like that, but I do like the live action, the first movie. I like that. But, okay, so here's why. Alright, this movie also contributed to who I am as a person today. Because,
She's a blonde flying elephant.
no, because it's like Alice, I feel like she kind of like, she's a strong, independent, white woman. You know? She just kind of like,
Damn it, Frankie.
okay, so like her mom like she wants her to marry this guy. And she's like, no, so I'm gonna like fall through this mirror.
Wait, question. Is this
What's
the
up?
live action
No, animated.
Cinderella? No.
It's the animated, right?
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, well, like I like them all, so like really it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Okay.
But so yeah, like and then she's just like doing her thing. She's like going on these adventures that are crazy, and she meets all these people that are crazy, and like
Do you notice the theme?
what?
Of
Ellen
crazy
Ellen
people.
is
Crazy.
Yeah, this is why Dumbo and Alice in Wonderland are my top. But like, yeah, so like, I don't know, like she's just like on a mission, you know? She's just like doing what she needs to do, and that speaks to me. You know?
Yeah.
Ian,
I
what's your
like
number
it.
one?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay.
We're
all right.
all ready.
All right. All right.
I'm
all
ready to
right.
hit you.
All right. Hold your fucking horses.
Hey, wait a second, listeners. You might hear the sound of me punching Ian in the face.
All right. Before I say it, I want to say thank you all for all your wonderful lists. They all show who you are as people, and I love them all.
Am I gonna hate you as a person?
Maybe.
That's why
And
he's
I-
trying to butter us up.
And I just
Yeah.
want to say
Yeah.
I love you all so much. So thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. Okay.
Because we won't be friends anymore.
Right. My number one. Are you ready?
No.
My number one Disney movie of all time is Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
It's not a fucking No!
And Fantasia! And Fantasia!
It's just a good
Is it
one.
You
Fantasia?
can't have two.
Fuck
That's
all of
6.
you. I'm breaking my rules.
That's
I
not
have
fair.
2 for my
I
number
would
one.
have had like 7 on here.
Hey, wait a second. Time out, everyone. I want to call a timeout. I want to defend Lauren and I want to defend Ellen. You hurt her so much.
She's rolling
crying.
now. She's crying and rolling at the same time.
Also, fuck you. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is not a Disney movie.
Yes, it is.
It has Mickey Mouse in one motherfucking scene.
Whoa.
It's not a goddamn
Whoa.
Disney movie.
Whoa. Hey, there's yelling. There is a mic. You need to chill it out.
I am angry. He said I would be angry.
We
I
are
am
in
angry.
We
It
are
is
in the
not a
Reeves
Disney movie.
theater.
Much like Nightmare Before Christmas, it was also released by Touchstone Pictures. And any other iteration of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, when you look above it, it says Disney. So in all fairness, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a Disney movie.
Pick one then.
I cannot pick one. These 2 movies are movies that have changed who I am as a person, and I could
I'm gonna
not
murder him.
pick one.
Fantasia is a real Disney movie.
That guy was-
Can you guys hear me out?
Lauren is now our new co-host. Thank you, Lauren.
Fuck off.
Thank you, Frankie.
Hear me out. Okay, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It was the first movie that really opened my eyes to animation and live action being in one movie. It is the first movie to have ever done that. It is also really the first movie to actually scare the shit out of me with Judge Doom at the end.
Right.
It was such a creative force that I could not, anytime that I watch it, I cry because it's such a beautiful movie to watch. It has a great story. It gave us, in my opinion, the sexiest character of all time, Jessica Rabbit. She is,
Oh.
I
was thinking Roger.
She's so, I mean, like, no.
I was
like,
thinking Roger
if I
Rabbit's
were,
the sexiest
like,
character.
She
But
is. She's pretty hot.
Jessica Rabbit could turn me straight.
She is hot.
I would say
The
only
taxi's
her
pretty
voice
hot,
is
too.
attractive.
that taxi dude, what's
Now.
his name? Bernie?
Yes.
Barney?
Now, Fantasia, also say Fantasia because
Salty.
that movie, I'm going to get really sentimental here.
I'm gonna mug you.
That movie is the movie that made me love music. It is the first movie that I would watch almost every day. It introduced me to classical music. It introduced me to loving music in general. My dad would literally play for me every single day so that I can so that I can just love music. And it's such a beautiful, constructed piece of cinema because it combines everything. All of our, everything that we talked about, Fantasia has combined. It's just a marvel in cinematic masterpiece. And to pick between Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Fantasia is so impossible for me. So I'm going to break my own rules. And I can break my rules because this is my episode. Y'all can break your own rules, your own episode.
My rules are we can't break any bones, but then I'm going to break Ian's bones.
But Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Fantasia is my number one. If the Nostalgia Critic can pick 2 as in one number, so can I.
Hey, guess what? He's a professional and gets paid to do this. We're sitting in an old theater that no one comes to with a mic and a laptop.
You know what? Go fuck yourself.
I will. So, Ian,
Yes.
I am mad at you. You got that damn straight.
Guys, Finding Dory's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix. We're watching this. When you're watching this, it may not be on Netflix, so don't get mad at us. It's your own fault you didn't watch it when it was on. Yeah, Yeah,
Anywho.
little 1-year-olds, get on Netflix, watch Finding Dory.
No 1-year-old.
Anyway, I'm angry. One, because you picked Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I understand. I don't see it as a Disney, but I'll give it to you. But two, you picked 2 fucking movies, and that pisses me off. Guess what? Guess what the Oscars don't do? They don't give an award to 2 movies, because 1 movie is going to be better. But anyway, I'm not as angry as I could have been.
Exactly.
So we hope you enjoyed our second episode of Shit Talkin' with Ellen. I want to thank Ian.
Listen. Okay, I know you guys are mad at me.
No, Ian, I want to thank you. You brought such a great topic.
Yeah, it's true. We had a
To the
lot to
show.
talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, we did have a lot to talk about. And you brought our first special guest.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
big round, not a round of applause because that'll wreck the audio.
Yeah.
But golf claps for Lauren Grasser.
Dumbledore clap.
Harry, did you put your name in the golden fire?
That's something I want to talk about later in another episode too.
We dedicate a whole episode to just
The Harry Potter inconsistencies.
just the 4th movie, Dumbledore's performance.
In the 4th Harry Potter movie. It'll be a 3-hour episode of me destroying this man.
Me too.
But so that's gonna be the end. So
Well, yeah.
everyone, say goodbye. Lauren, you say goodbye first since you're a special guest.
Bye, buddy. I hope you find your dad.
But wait, until next week, this has been Shit Talkin' with Ellen, episode 2. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Later. Bye.